Hey, what's going on everyone? Hope you all are having an amazing day, and today I bring you the OnePlus 7 Pro, a phone in its own league. This phone came out back in 2019, it hasn't even been a year and people are already anticipating for the OnePlus 8, or it might just be me. I mean, where do I start? Like, look at this phone, it looks like it came from the future. I guess I'll start by talking about the notch that's not there. The OnePlus 7 Pro is the closest phone I've seen to an all-screen phone. It's got a 6.67 inch screen with an 88.1% screen to body ratio. Granted, the S10 Plus does have 0.8% more screen to body ratio than the OnePlus 7 Pro. However, the OnePlus 7 Pro has no camera on the display, which kind of helps the phone give it an illusion of having more screen than some other smartphones. The phone screen's got a resolution of 1440 by 3120 pixels with a pixel density of 516 ppi. And for anyone wondering, yes, it does look sharper than the screen on my iPhone 11 Pro Max. Not by a lot, but if I really compare them side by side, the OnePlus's screen definitely looks a little sharper. But wait, there's more. The phone's also got a 90Hz display with HDR10 Plus. The screen's just magnificent. I'm not trying to sound biased over here, but I would personally prefer this screen over any other smartphone with a 60Hz display. In terms of build quality, this phone feels just as premium as any other $1,000 and over phone. Like, my iPhone 11 Pro Max feels just as premium as the OnePlus 7 Pro. My experience of using this phone has been nothing but a dream come true. It runs so well. It feels unstoppable. Like, it's not gonna slow down. It just is so buttery smooth. Back in the day, iOS was known for its fluidness, but now the OnePlus 7 Pro feels even more fluid than the iPhone 11 Pro Max. It's crazy. Come to think of it, I haven't even talked about the specs. But let's talk about the specs. So inside this baby we got Qualcomm Snapdragon 855, octa-core CPU, and Adreno 644 GPU with 6 gigabytes. If that's not enough, you can get 8 gigabytes. If that's not enough, you can get 12 gigabytes of RAM on this phone. It all depends on what storage model you get. Since I got the 256 gigabyte model, I have 8 gigabytes of RAM, and for faster transfer speed, this also has UFS 3.0. Whatever kind of user you might be, this phone has enough power for your needs. It can flawlessly run games like Call of Duty and Asphalt. It has a beautiful notchless fluid AMOLED display to consume media on, and that 90Hz display just makes everything better. And the flexing just doesn't stop there. This has 3 cameras on the back. It's got a 48 megapixel f1.6 wide camera, an 8 megapixel f2.4 telephoto camera, and a 16 megapixel f2.2 ultra wide angle camera. If you're looking for the best camera on a smartphone, you're not going to find it here. If taking photos and videos isn't that important to you, but you do want to take decent looking photos and video, this phone will get the job done. This phone might not have radar technology like the Pixel 4 XL, but it's got some pretty cool tricks up its sleeve. First of all, it's got Oxygen OS 10.3.0, and within that we have a lot of things we can do inside of this phone. One of the features I use is called quick gestures. So whenever the screen is off and I draw an O or a V or an S or an M or a W, I can set it to do a specific command. So whenever I draw an O when the screen is off, it's going to open up the camera. And if I draw a V, it's going to turn on or off the flashlight. Customization on this phone is almost limitless. There's so many things I can customize. There's quick launch. This feature allows me to long press the fingerprint sensor and quickly open up any apps I want, or I can even set it to open up a shortcut. So yeah, there's a lot of great features on this phone. I remember back in the day when I had the S3, I think, and some other Android phones, I would root them and download CyanogenMod. And now there's a phone with CyanogenMod, well, CyanogenROM built in. It's amazing. In terms of how the CyanogenMod skin looks, it looks pretty much like stock Android, and I think it's better than stock Android in some ways with its pretty cool features like quick launch. Coming from an iPhone 11 Pro Max and then switching to the OnePlus 7 Pro, it feels like an upgrade besides the camera, which is pretty awesome in the OnePlus 7 Pro. It's a great camera, but it's not as good as the iPhone 11 Pro Max, of course. But yeah, it kind of feels like the OnePlus 7 Pro is an upgrade from an iPhone 11 Pro Max, if I'm being honest. I've said a lot of good things about this phone, but here are some cons. No wireless charging here. The microphone on this sounds tinny. It could sound better. And the design of the phone is nice to look at. The front of the phone is curved, and so is the back, which makes it hard for me to hold the phone unless I have a case on it. The motorized front-facing camera on this phone is amazing. I think it's durable enough for it to last as long as I'm going to use this phone. And if anything, I'm probably going to break the phone before I break the front-facing camera. Also, I like the fact that I don't have to clean the front-facing camera from my fingerprints every single time because, you know, it just slides down and up. It doesn't even catch any fingerprints. The battery life on the OnePlus 7 Pro is also great. It's got an all-day 4000 milliamp battery with 30 watt warp charging. Since I traded my Pixel 4 XL for this phone, I don't have all the accessories needed to warp charge this phone, but I've read that it can charge from 0 to 50% in just 20 minutes, and it can charge from 0 to 100% in about an hour, which is pretty fast. Really fast actually. The speaker on this phone sounds pretty good. I actually think it sounds better than the Pixel 4 XL. I like how it has this earpiece speaker, which is like a front-facing speaker, and then we have a speaker on the bottom right side of the phone, similar to the speaker setup on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. The in-display fingerprint sensor is fast and accurate. It works pretty much 100% of the time. I have had no fails on this so far. So yeah, what else is there to say? This phone is not IP68 certified, but everyone says this is waterproof. Like, it's water resistant, just like the iPhone 11 Pro Max. There's Dave2D, he did like a whole review with the phone under the water. So yeah, this was the OnePlus 7 Pro. Definitely a phone that was ahead of its time, and it's still relevant in 2020. If you can buy this phone for under $400, it's a steal. You should definitely buy it if you're looking for a new phone. So yeah, this was the OnePlus 7 Pro. Peace.